Oh, Libra. Libra. Welcome back to the Lumiere channel. This is part 2. Part 1 got cut off. It's funny, though, how it got cut off. It got cut off when I was talking about the second essence of the story. I mean, there's an essence here, and then there's, like, how it plays out differently. And there was one story about being all things to all people, and I read some cards out that was cut off, and there was the second part that was really cut off, which was about the second part of this, which dealt actually with relationships. So if you happened upon this video and did not see the first video, then hey, how you doing? I'm just gonna go ahead and continue. So like I was saying, this talks about health, and this talks about oh my god, I'm gonna have to reread it because I'm out of it. So this is about pushing against something. This looks like you're pushing against toward a situation. The wide open card is saying that you might be closed off. This looks like it's sandwiched, okay? Why it looks to me like it's sandwiched, and also this part of the sandwich is this green here. This green here. Heart. Your heart is closed. Your heart is not closed. Your heart is not open. Now, while you're trying to recalibrate yourself, my dear Libra, in this situation that's called romantic or relationship, whomever that is with, or whomever it is with, your world, whatever, you're trying to find balance. This is the overarching idea, and these two are interchangeable. I can't decide if this is the underlying overarching idea and this is underlying, or this is overarching and this is underlying. Either way, it's about finding balance, and balance when you've been doing so much and pushing so much. And this doesn't mean pushing in terms of like, I'm gonna serve you food, I'm gonna say da da da. No, it could be like energetically pushing against something. That's part of doing too much. So if you've been doing too much of that, check yourself before you wreck yourself, because it looks like again, being all things to all people, being the rain, the sun, the sunshine, the rays of light, the gold, the grass, the box, the umbrella, like that, you're doing way too much, like doing way too much there, and that's not a stronghold. This talks about envy and jealousy and having those things, possessiveness, and this one was talking about where is it at? What are you saying? Be strong, face the reality of your relationship at this time, and give it your attention, for any fragile threads may give way. Let go of whatever robs you of your life force and trust that something better will take its place. Perhaps you feel the bonds weakening in a relationship. If they are in danger of being broken, they may need repair. Attend to them before the burden gets too heavy. And I feel like that's foreboding towards this. Like, if your heart's not open, and if you're not trying to find balance within yourself or in your outer world, this, the outcome, or it is not the outcome, but it's just kind of like furthermore, what you want won't be coming, because you are going through some changes, and these don't feel like massive changes. I feel like this is just a warning to be like, bruh, calm, like chill. And I know this is for me, especially when it comes to just tending to my mind, my body, and my spirit as it relates to like health of all of those aspects of myself, trying to be all things to all people. I'm laughing because I'm gonna do a live after this. I'm pretty damn sure I'm gonna do a live after this, and I'm like, I shouldn't be doing this right now. My body needs to heal, my mind needs to heal. I shouldn't be doing a live, but I will. So it's gonna be hard for me to balance and just stop doing things. But it's more so in things that you're pushing. I feel like there's an instance that what this is for. If it's a labor of love, that's different. However, even in that, find balance and still take care of your being, your psyche, yourself, right? In terms of mind, body, spirit. But yeah, there was the relationship message. I don't even feel like going into that now after all this. Last 20 minutes trying to reboot this little guy. Alright. Let go of whatever robs you of your life force and trust that something better will take its place. That's that message. The magic treasure reverse says, do you easily give your loyalty to those who haven't earned it? This is a time to assess your personal loyalties and discern whether they are being returned in kind. Some relationships are made for convenience, some favor one side over the other. Vulnerability born of fear may lead to being taken advantage of, which is what we've been talking about. Being taken advantage of, but not really even like that. It's like this being all things to all people. I don't think this is necessarily someone. It could be someone demanding of you, but I feel like a lot of self here. This feels like a lot of self. There's the Libra card, and this is like me. Self is the digital loss. I don't feel like there could be a situation where you might be being taken advantage of, and if that's the situation for you, then try to find your balance, try to find your peace, try to find baby steps to peel yourself away from that situation in a way that feels right, in a way that serves you and the other party. Find balance in there for you, because you are going through some changes, and it is going to be, not it is going to be hard, but it's, your heart is closed in some way. I'll read this card um, um, perhaps the imbalance in your relationship is due to a conscious choice you've made, and sometimes being all things to all people is something that we low key take great pride in. You know what I'm saying? Oh, it feels so good to be needed. They need me to be there at this event. They need me to do these things. They need me. Like, yes, they need you, but there's also like an insidious pleasure in that. There's this like, not this sick, like pleasure in being needed like that. But then you drain yourself, and we don't acknowledge that. Like, that's the shadow aspect of it. We don't acknowledge the fact that I like being needed, and I'm afraid that if I don't do all these things, if I'm not all things to all people, if I'm not pushing into my relationships, they won't want me. I won't be needed. I won't be wanted, and therefore I won't have. And so that's our conscious decision. Actually, it's more subconscious in that way. But when you really dig a little deeper, it's a subconscious need to where it's hard to let go, because, well, what if it's gone? Letting go means letting go. If you let it go and you've been the driving force, then shit, you don't have it no more, and you want it, so you hold on to it and you work hard for it, and it's like, man, it's driving you ragged. Your body is calling out to you, your mind, body, and soul calling out to you. The deep freeze card is here. This is like the ultimate rest card. Every time I get that, I have to respect it. And then you're going through some changes here. So, whatever's going on in your world, just find the balance, and you can slow down. For some of you, you might need to actually stop. These are definitely also different levels, right? It's, oh, being a creature of the night that loves the light is really, really sad. My lights are on in this room, and I can hear the bugs just driving themselves into the glass window, being like, "Give me that light! Give me that light!" It's sad. It's a sad freaking life. Anyway, if you're doing too much and you still need to be doing, find the balance in doing and not doing. Right? Find some balance in whatever your situation is. And in a little more extreme of it is slow all the way down. Like, slow down, slow down. For the super extreme of it, stop. Just stop. Stop it. Enough. Enough. Stop it. And I feel like doing that will help open your heart back up. Cause not even surprisingly, just like what I'm saying, when you're holding on so tightly to something, when you're this whole thing of conscious choice you've made of being of that imbalance in the relationship, I feel like that conscious choice could be from you thinking you have to do everything. You have to do, and I actually had a message about this in my personal reading, like my card pull, which the co-create card came out, and it says, dude, like, you don't have to do it alone. Trust spirit. Like, you haven't talked to God, did have you? And it's like, I have, but I still take on a lot of the burden. And when you enter into a deep freeze, when I entered into my fucking deep freeze, and that was hard, and for some reason I'm in this energy again, personally, is it was hard. It was a moment to moment surrender. It was a moment to moment give it to God, give it to God, give it to God. So if that's something that you're going through, because I do realize some Libras aren't at the deep freeze stage. Some Libras are like, you know what, stop pushing. just move slow and steady. Things are, slow and steady will help you open your heart up, depending on the day even. And some Libras are just like, you know what, babe, find some balance in this situation and you're gonna be alright. So there's like varying levels of this depending on what day it is, okay, what time it is, and what just triggered you. But whatever it is, you are going through some changes this month, and be careful of your mind, body, and spirit. There's definitely a call for balance in whatever form it comes in, and for some you might really need to stop in order to get your energy back and really come back to what you really want, what's really right for you, what really makes sense for you, checking back in with yourself. um it goes on to say you may also need to reassess whether you're compromising yourself in any way to achieve what is an illusion of safety, which is again that same situation of the shadow side of being a helper, the shadow side of being in service, the shadow side of always being the one to dot dot dot. It's it's that part of us where you're so afraid of not having it that you do so much for it. But that's also stems from a place of not feeling worthy enough to have it, just as you are. And maybe you're not worthy to have it. Maybe you need to work on some things about yourself in order to have it. And sometimes those things might be really having a serious conversation with yourself and saying, dude, why do we think we're unworthy? And I had to have a conversation like this with a friend recently and coaching her through that. So that's good. Anyway, remain cautious and be conscious of the give and take in all relationships and projects this time. Don't give away the farm for a smile. Yeah, just all that message really came home. That really, I feel like someone needed to hear it. At least one person, maybe me in the future. There are transitions, there are changes that are coming about, and it's hard to say be open to them, especially regarding whatever it is that's going on in your world. But this card talks about possessiveness, so there is that energy again, the possessive one of I have to do all these things. There's envy and jealousy, possessiveness are character flaws to be careful of at this time. You or someone else is closed off, unable to remain open to new ideas or intimacy. Heed the gentle warning that too tight a hold on what or who you love or what you aspire to will choke the life out of that which you desire. Exactly. Doing too much. Holding on to something or someone that you want because you don't think you can have them if you let go. You get that. It's a worthiness thing. I get it. I totally get it. I had to face that multiple times, multiple layers to it. It's heavy. But in that, you kind of push certain things away from you. You push certain things away from you. Heed the gentle warning that too tight a hold on what you love. Right. Open your heart and loosen your grip for what is truly yours can never be withheld from you. If another is shutting you down, let that person be. Don't try to force a door or a mind to open. And we see that here with the deep freeze and the slow down and the balance. So if this is about a relationship, find some balance in that relationship. Work, career, home, health, eating. I know this is eating wise. Gentle gardener could be eating food from the earth. This is throwing me my health card when this pops up. It's really for me to check in with my body, and I need to check in with my body, especially right now. Balance my diet. Balance is right underneath balancing act in order to really find a way for me to take care of my body. For you, this could be, your body or your situation, whatever essence this settles in for you, a relationship, a situation, a move, whatever. Like I love your comments because